What's going on, people? This is Ron James, and welcome to the Online Film Club. If you're here, you're probably irritated that there are several films that were filmed in the US that just didn't get 4K releases in the States, that didn't get that format, the 2160p format, the sharpest that you can get thus far in the physical media format. And for some reason, just didn't come out here, came out in another country. So I'm going to cover about 10 of those, maybe 11. I might sneak 11 in concerning this sort of disparity in release. So the number 10 pick that I'm going to do is actually a double feature. That is two films in the Ty West X trilogy, and that's X and Pearl. These films have Atmos mixes, Dolby Vision, just didn't come out in the States. Got German releases. In fact, one of the ones that I actually have is a German media book, and that's for X. Never came out in the States, deserve that US release. And right now in the States, all you can get is a Blu-ray release that does not have an Atmos mix. Come on, A24, goddamn. Release this thing in the States with the proper Atmos mix, please. I'm not really going to tell you the plot of every film, but some of these films deserve to have a highlight in terms of what they represent, and maybe lesser known stories that you should maybe check out. And one of those ones to me is none other than Cop Shop. It is an American film that came out a couple years ago that is about a cop who is trying to protect the station and a criminal who is probably going to snitch to protect himself. And he is going to incriminate so many people that the gangsters have come to the cop station. I don't know why I called it a cop station. Come to the police station to kill this gentleman because he is about to take down a whole organization. Alexis Louder is pretty much the only person staying in between the lives of the cops in the station and these criminals. And it is such a good movie. It's worth checking out. The DTS mix is incredible. I think DTS kind of gets a bad rap in terms of how encompassing it can be, but this is one of those mixes that just is well worth it. Now the next pick is the Second Sight film Green Room, starring Anton Yelchin. Rest in peace. It's one of his last films. For some reason, Second Sight gets a hold of these now cult classics and does them justice, but they don't get proper US releases, which means you just have to order abroad to get them, which is neither here nor there. But it can be a little irritating if you just want to pop by your local store and get a copy of it, but no bueno. It is a Second Sight release, which is a UK label. Now the next one up is another Second Sight release, and that is It Follows. It Follows is one of those horror films that kind of revolutionized horror films. David Robert Mitchell just killed this. It's a kind of a combination of electronic music, suspense. It's minimal, and it kind of feels like that combination has been done to the death after It Follows came out. But it is the grandfather of that genre, the kind of minimal, what some people refer to as hipster horror. I'm not going to use that term. I don't believe in it. So the next pick up is one of those films that absolutely should have gotten a release. It doesn't make any sense that it didn't get a release. It is a Scorsese film, for God's sakes. It is Killers of the Flower Moon. This is a Apple TV release. DiCaprio, De Niro, Lily Gladstone. Lily Gladstone should have won that year, but did not. It's just one of those films that dark retelling of some aspects of our history that some people like to forget. But I like those reminders. It's just beautifully filmed, has this really raw look at how people were towards natives. Just this undertaking of you talk about knocking off a whole family tree to get property, to get oil, and some of the ways that white men basically use their power to take resources. It is daunting. I don't know how many times I'm going to watch it, but it is beautifully filmed. That DTS is just gorgeous, and the HDR is just, you know, second to none. Scorsese did his thing with this. That's an Italian release that did not come out to the States. Why did it not come to the States? I have no idea. Please come out to the States. So the next film that I'm going to talk about is Bloodsport, an American classic that was considered an American release, shot in a bunch of places, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. This is one of the most gorgeous releases I've ever seen in my life. Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. It feels like you're in the arena with Jean-Claude Van Damme, hearing the blood splatter on the mat, hearing those thuds that are just bassy. It's just one of those mixes that unforgettable. Bloodsport is a German release, so pick that up. Now, the next one is one of those other sort of releases that just should have gotten American release. It is a German media book that came out, super limited edition. It's Iron Claw. The film of the Von Erichs is just a tragic story about another family tree just having bad luck. It's daunting and sad, and you know, I don't know how many times I want to watch this, but I will have this thing to show off. It is just a gorgeous transfer, Dolby Vision, DTS 5.1. It's a beautiful transfer. You should check that out. Next pick is one of those films that just should have had a US release based on its nominations for Oscars. It just, the Oscar wins that it achieved, Divine Randolph, and that is Holdovers. For some reason, just got a British release, didn't get a American release. Paul Giamatti, Dominic Sessa, Divine Joy Randolph. Just, I don't understand it. I had to pause. I just can't believe that this thing didn't get a US release. I think it's going to be one of those films that people watch every Christmas. It just has a Christmassy vibe. A kid is wealthy, but doesn't have a connection to his family, and has to essentially spend the whole winter holiday, at this school that he goes to. He is considered a holdover, and Paul Giamatti's character and Joy Divine are there to cook and teach this kid about life. It's just one of those films that it's otherworldly. They become these sort of lifelong friends to each other. It's a very fun, valuable movie that I think I'll watch forever. I'll cherish forever. I'll probably watch it every year, like I said. And the final pick, this is Australia's umbrella release, Super Mario Brothers, based on the 90s live action sort of go at video game movies. You know, it's not the best movie in the world, but it is so fun to watch. Super Mario Brothers from the 90s. It does not follow the video game on any level besides namesakes. The things that they do in this film are nuts, and they do loosely kind of follow some other stuff, but it's not one of those things if you're looking for something comics accurate, or video game accurate, like I'd say the Super Mario animated film that just recently came out. So yeah, that's my pick for movies that should have come out in the States that did not come out in the States in the format. I'm a huge fan of these films. You're probably wondering why some of them are wrapped up, and that's because I have several copies of some of these because they're very valuable to me. But yeah, that's my list. Thank you for coming to the Online Film Club. If you want to watch more films like this, like and subscribe. Also, I'm going to put a link on the bottom for the podcast that I do with my friends, Movie Schmovie. I think you'll enjoy that. We do weekly reviews of popular films, unpopular films, stuff like that. This is gonna feel like a different space. Home theater enthusiasts, amateur ones. I'm an entry level, so I'm gonna give you a bunch of entry level stuff. But I'm also gonna show you my setup as well. In the next couple videos, I'm gonna show you what I have, what I'm working with upstairs and downstairs, and I'm also gonna list in the next couple weeks some lesser known services that you can use that you don't have to spend any money on and watch full commercial free films. So I hope you enjoy that. So thank you so much for watching. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So have a good day and enjoy your films.